guys. Well, not the face you were probably expecting to see this morning, but Brian and Noah are out on an adventure today. I'm just getting over having a migraine for the last several days, so I decided to stay home, which means I'm now in charge of all of the chores. Thought maybe you guys would want to come along with me. Good morning, Bella girl. Come with me to the chickens. Let's go. All right, I'm gonna stop this part because I'm afraid that the chickens are going to attack me. Yeah, they attacked me. All right, let's see how we're doing on eggs. Oh, wow. Done. All right, bunny time. Hey, girls. Please comment down below to have Brian change this latch out. Okay. Morning, my little Grammy Cream. Hello. Hi, s'mores. All right, got my eggs. All right, Bella, let's go. Yeah, come in. Come in, lead the way. We'll go this way, if you insist. Let's go. Let's lead the way. Come on. Let's go get Daisy. Let's go. Good morning, Daisy. Hi, baby. Have you been playing in your hay? Huh? Have you been playing in your straw? You got a little something on your head. Hi. Hi, sweet girl. Hi. Hi. You ready for breakfast? Hmm? Come on, let's go have breakfast. Okay, so now that they're all done, this is time for my breakfast.
Noah and I are out here on the lake. Well, on the lake, but basically hitting rocks. And I'm a horrible father. This is Noah's first time actually fishing. I haven't done it in like 20-something years. But it's nice. It's a beautiful morning, super calm, cool, but not too cool. That was a nice cast. Although his hook has been in my shirt or the trees more than in the water. It's in both? Yeah. Okay. This is the story of our day. In the sleeve and in the drawstring. Nice job. Thanks. Now it's on me. Yeah, hang your head in shame. I'm not just wearing glasses for the sun, it's protection. How many have you caught? Yeah, me too. At least it's a gorgeous day. And our house is literally on the other side of that mountain. Well, it was a nice spring break. Just a shout out to Emilie, some kudos that I couldn't believe when she showed me that video that she took earlier in the week. Now, just because it was spring break doesn't mean we were gone all the time. In fact, I got some work done around here. I just didn't have to film it. Adding in the addition of filming anything makes it go twice as long. And so it's nice to sometimes just be able to get out here, get to working, and be done with it. And so I chose some things that you'd already seen me do, and so missing it wasn't a big deal. I do want to show you these ranunculus though. Look at the color. Now we had rain the last 2 days, and so some of them got a little flattened. And like I mentioned before, I'm gonna plant these a lot thicker next year, at least twice as thick, because they could then hold each other up, or put them in with other things that they can kind of lean against. So something that I got done, and I changed my mind from when I did the original video on it, was the fence around the cottage vegetable garden. So if you remember a while back, we did the arbor, and then I started down the fence this way, and I stopped right here at the corner because I was concerned that it was kind of loose and that I needed to put cement in the holes. Well, eucalyptus is pretty soft wood, and I'm finding that out more than ever now. Just in the couple of months it was sitting on the ground, it had all this stuff eaten out of it, and I pulled back the bark. There was all kinds of this larva under there. I don't know what it is, but they just kind of Dremel their way through, making tunnels. And so I thought, this fence is not going to last that long, maybe 2 years. And it only took me, you'll see in just a second I finished it, it only took me a couple of hours to do the entire thing. So every couple of years, I mean, the wood is free and the labor is almost non-existent. So especially if the holes are already dug, slide a post out, stick a post in. We'll see. If we come up here, you can see I cleared this whole area out. It was full of weeds and the wood that I made this with. But you can see the fence now goes all the way around. So I'm going to be tying these espaliered apples to it. Turns the corner there, spot there for a gate, and then heads on up to the other fence. So there'll be a gate there and a gate right here. And then I'll put some black coated chicken wire around to keep the rabbits out. And then the whole thing, Bella should just be uninterested in getting in here. We'll see. I'm seeing I have gopher activity up here. This is new since I fed the chickens this morning. So I got to get a trap out here or 3. I've been trying to trap a couple of them and not having luck. And I don't understand what the issue is. We've been having a lot of gopher activity here under this pink silk floss tree. So I was gonna dig it out or dig down deep and put a gopher basket, at least the sides of a gopher basket around it. And then I realized I didn't have enough hardware cloth to go all the way around. So I ordered it and I just left it like this. And just in the 3 or 4 days since it's been left like this, all this is gopher activity kind of digging their way out this way. So they're definitely after this tree, and I've been apprehensive to dig it out because of its size and then put a gopher basket all the way around it. But I think at this point, they're just gonna keep going after it, and if I trap these, there'll be more. So I'm gonna take the chance and just dig the whole thing up, put a gopher basket all the way around it, and hopefully it'll be okay. Got Daisy out here grazing a little bit on the grass. I'm hoping with the recent rains we'll get some more grass growth. Hi, baby. Rude. So I just realized I haven't done a video since Bill was here last weekend. So he took all of this down a little bit more. We're getting close to the level we need, which is at the top of these bricks. And then down here, it's a big change. Remember the posts that I put in to mark where the path and the orchard meet? Well, you can see he dug down, pulled it over, and then right here, you can see where the fence came came right through here. We had all those logs piled up here. And then it's almost flat out here as well, which used to be quite the slope. So we're still gonna be bringing down more dirt from up here on his next visit. And something else that I did, I took out the chain link going from this pole all the way over here to this pole. And if you remember a few months ago, I put this fence going down that steep slope. So now it just is a corner there. And then I still have to get these posts out. But what I did was I put a rail down here. I basically used the top rail of the chain link fence, and I used some of the poles that had the piece at the top that holds the rail. So now we've got a railing that's about 6 to 8 inches off the ground all the way down here. And we're gonna take these huge logs the next time Bill's here, and we're going to set them upright against that rail so they can't go down the hill. And then you can see he filled in this area here with dirt, and we're just gonna bring that right over here where these are, so it can come all the way through into our future vineyard. And now it's almost time to start planting the orchard, and that'll be all up here. There is gonna be shade here in the winter. Well, not as much, because we are gonna take these out, and then there's 2 trees there and 2 trees there that are on our side of the fence. Those will be coming out, and then there'll be plenty of sun in this area, especially in the summer when they need it the most. Now that I've got more space than I thought I was going to be using for the orchard, I've changed my mind on having fruit trees in the cottage garden. Now, a lot of you, when I put them in, a lot of people said you're not going to be happy with that, because when these fruits start ripening, they're going to be falling all through your cottage garden plants, and you're not going to be able to pick them up, or you're going to have to be tromping through trying to get to them. And that is a valid point. However, aesthetically is one of the main reasons that I'm taking them out. This red bud is finishing its bloom, and leaves are coming out. Oh, take a look at the tulip pots. And then this red bud is just starting to bloom. But those 2 redbud trees right here on either side of the path, they're so bright, they're so vibrant. And then you see like the pear trees and the cherry trees, they're just white, which is fine. But I want springtime up here to be just this riot of color, and a bunch of white blooming trees aren't gonna do that. So for the reason that it's gonna be easier to harvest and the aesthetics in spring, I'm going to be, not this year because they're already coming out of dormancy, so I'll have to wait till they go dormant in the winter, then move these, there's 2 cherries and 2 pears, over to the orchard and replace them with something more vibrant, more red buds, flowering cherries. They have some double pink flowering cherries that are really nice. So that's the plan. Also, while Bill was here over the weekend, he took the 2 loads of dirt that we had delivered and took them down into the pasture area. I've been trying to figure out this issue since this pond started to take shape. You can see what Bella dug right there. Up there, it's significantly higher than this berm that we put across. So if we filled the pond up to the very top of that berm, it only goes a short ways before this is now higher than that side. And so it would, first of all, limit the size of the pond, and it would push the pond this way really far. So I think what we're gonna do, instead of having a nice sloping area on this side to the pond, we're going to cut probably, well, you can see I put these stakes in. You may not be able to see them, but where this stump is, right on this side of that stump, cut down all the way around and scoop it out and build up this side. And so now this side will be more of a cliff, which we will reinforce. And that cliff will kind of go around way back into this pad. We don't need this pad anymore once all the dirt's been delivered. And then a little bit more on this side of this berm, it'll slant in on this side. And that should give us a much bigger pond, pushed to the right where I want it. I hope that made sense. It made sense in my head, but the words that were coming out didn't. So like I said, it rained the last couple of days. And so today's agenda is anything that involves taking advantage of that softer soil to dig in. So I'm gonna dig up this tree and put the gopher cage around it. And then something that I've been needing to do for, well, since October when I built the barn. So you can see right here, the gate comes in here to go down to the barn, and this is just kind of a slumped area. And for me coming down here, you know, it's okay, I can just jump down, but when my dad takes care of Daisy, it's a little more dangerous for him to navigate. And so while the soil's wet, even though it looks dry, there's a lot of decomposed granite in there, but I want to try to dig out some steps to get down there. Should be simple if the dirt is as soft as I think it should be. How are you, Miss Daisy? Let's do a halter check. Yep, totally loose. She's like, I know, let me eat. Okay, so I've got a deep hole dug all the way around the root ball, and I started to angle in underneath the root ball. So I think what I'm gonna do now is wrap the root ball with the gopher cloth, the cardboard cloth. That'll kind of hold the root ball together, and then I can tip the whole thing over and run some chicken wire underneath it. It's the next morning. The tree looks good. Might be a little bit wilty. Can't really tell right now. So when I tilted the root ball over inside the gopher cage, I realized that a lot of that was just soil that didn't have roots in it, and it started falling off. So at that point, I felt like it would be easier just to take the whole thing out, build the cage outside of the hole, and then put everything back. So that's what I did. And as far as the steps, let me get a better angle here. I'm gonna wait for the sun to go behind the clouds again to make the lighting on those stairs a little better for you to see. So part of my wanting to move the pond that way is because I'd like to lessen the drop off on this side. I'd like to make it at an angle. It's never going to be like a great slope, but I'd like to make it at an angle for Daisy at least to comfortably be able to move up and down and graze when this is all grass. So moving this berm back and allowing it to slant more this way versus just dropping off, I'm hoping is gonna make that happen. Just a little bit more. I mean, she could do it now, but I don't know. Got Daisy in a new place she's never been before. This is the big patio up here, so right next to the basketball court right here. A lot of grass, getting ready to go to seed, and she's eating it. She's starting to eat the seed heads now, which she wouldn't do before, so that's good. Sometimes I forget things that I talk about in a previous video, and then you guys remind me, which I appreciate. I had told you that while Noah was away on his school trip, Emily redid his room. So you guys were asking how that turned out. And he loves it. And I'm not going to show it to you just because I got to keep a little privacy. His bedroom is one of those places that's off limits to cameras. Even though he said it would be okay, I just would rather not do that. It's not like an interior designer came in and completely redecorated. He wanted a bigger bed. He had a twin. So now he has a double or a full. I'm not sure what the difference is, but I told him I lived with a twin until I was 28. But anyway, so it took up a little more of his room. He doesn't have a huge room as it is, so we got rid of his dresser, and Emily put in some under bed storage units and reorganized the closet. So so now he has his gaming / computer / homework desk, the bed, and like a nightstand. So he still has room to move around, but he does have the bigger bed that he's wanted. Well, there's clouds, but they're not thick enough to really cover the sun, so maybe you can see here. I dug out 1 step, 2 steps. There you go. So that's gonna just help make it a little bit easier to get down to the corral from this gate. Hope that wasn't super anticlimactic. The last thing I wanted to update you on is our Tomato Challenge 2024. If you want to enter, I'll leave a link to the video where we talked about that down in the description, but I wanted to give you an update on my tomatoes that I chose and how they're doing. So they're right here. So I'm about ready to thin them out to 1 per cup. And then all those other seeds that I planted, got a lot of action going on in here. And then nothing yet with my sweet potatoes, but I wasn't expecting that so soon. Anyway, it was nice to be off for a week, but it's good to be back. And I will see you guys next time.